co-ed school. For the clarification of today's round, I offer the following. Same-sex schooling is a school where all males attend one school with male teachers and females attend another school with female teachers. Co-ed is the combination of the mixture of genders in a facility with male and female teachers, not differentiating between the two genders. I intend to prove that same-sex schooling has a negative impact on students because of social, educational, and historical effect it has. The social need is to be exposed to the opposite sex because it prepares them for the future that they have to overcome. Once they leave high school and they go to college, most likely they're going to be in a college where they're going to be with the opposite sex. And once they leave college and they go and try to find a job, their employment is probably going to be with the opposite gender, and they're going to have to work alongside them. Many public co-ed schools have the same or above test scores than a private same-sex school. Boys and girls have different learning styles, but they need to learn to adjust their learning styles when circumstances present itself. The historical point that I am making is that same-sex schooling is like segregation, which is a part of the past and should be avoided because modern day and people are moving forward from segregation. In 2006, researchers concluded that co-ed schools were more efficient. The researchers compared co-ed to the U.S. Same-sex schools and co-ed students were 46 more efficient on standardized tests. These points are made to prove that same-sex schooling is not a good thing. Thank you. I now state the question.
You said in the beginning that a same-sex school would require all males to attend one school with all male teachers. In the reports that I have investigated, whether it be Boston University, whether it be St. Xavier High School, the largest boys' high school in Cincinnati, they do not have an all-male staff. They have women teachers and they have men teachers. Like, we could attend an all-girls school that have male teachers that are just, they don't teach, they know how to base their teaching styles on the girls' memory base. Okay, so when children are integrated in schooling, are they not more easily distracted, whether it be flirting, poking, picking, or bullying?
I don't really think it's much of a distraction. I think it's more them learning about the opposite gender and them learning and trying to find themselves.
Do males and females mature emotionally, physically, and intellectually at the same rate?
No, they do not at the same rate, but they do need to learn how the other people do react, even if they are moving at a more rapid pace than the other gender.
Is it fair to have them competing against one another, whether it be in sports or reading, or whether it just be a simple math problem?
In most sports anyways, they are on different teams, and anyway, they aren't, once they're going to be in the workforce, it's not going to matter because they're going to be competing against the opposite gender anyways.
As a woman, how do you think that we are supposed to advance into science, technology, or math fields?
I believe that we are going to excel in the mathematics and technological field just the same way a man would. We're going to learn just the same way they are, even if it's at different rates.
It has been proven that men are typically more hands-on and can visualize better, as to where women need to see something, to memorize something, to realize how it works. So in technology and in mathematics and science, we have been a step behind. The same is true on the other side. Men are behind women in English. So how should we bring the males as high schoolers and middle schoolers into communication fields, into English fields where they need to portray themselves? Everyone's going to need to learn how to write a good letter one day. Everyone needs to know the business part of it. So why are the women excelling? Why are they doing such a much better job than the men are in this? And how should we fix that?
Women do have a more emotional physique to them, so when they are writing things, they put more feeling into it. But that's where the men have to learn how to do all those things. Because like I said, they will be competing against one another, and they have to learn how to adjust their own feelings and their own learning styles to accommodate the needs when the circumstances arise.
By excelling in academics, women and men better prepare themselves for the future in secondary education. This is not true by segregating them forever. Students will find a way to have this, to be with the same sex. And it's proven ages 7 to 15 that girls will flock to girls their age and men vice versa. As we hit puberty, we know that this changes as we become more interested in the opposite sex, typically. So they will be able to interact with each other. Children gain exposure to the other sex in young adult and adult ages through sports, school dances, school rivalries, and there's, in many cases, there is an all-male school and an all-female school called a brother and sister school. That means that these teams one will have a basketball team while one has a cheerleading team that can go and do that. And sometimes even they have been known in high schools to have the same lunch where they could meet out in a common courtyard. It's just keeping them focused in the classroom. So curriculum, like I said before, is best for these children when they feel comfortable. Ages 7 through 15, we know those are growing years. Those are years that are essential to who you're going to be when you grow up. If you're not comfortable in the classroom, you're liable, if you're bullied in the classroom, you're liable to become distant from school and not want to advance. Those years are so important to a child that we must make them feel comfortable. We must make them reach their full potential to be the person that they want to be. So, in the U.S., boys are 50% more likely to repeat a grade than girls. If these classrooms are separated into boys and girls, then these boys will be targeted and pulled in. They'll be more intrigued into subjects, even like English. Like I said, you can base them off of a creative writing or a technical writing, like they would much prefer. 33% of males 33% more males drop out of high school than females. So how do we fix this? Single-sex schooling can personalize and apply education to each individual, so they're encouraged to stay in school this way. When the two genders integrate, they become distracted, and that's when you're 16, 17, 18 years old. When you're trying to get into that dream college, being distracted is not key in the classroom.
You said that we needed to make the children feel comfortable as they grow through the growing years, and you said that we need to try to refrain from bullying, but they are going to be bullied even if they are in a co-ed classroom. It's not going to matter if they're single sex or not, because they're still going to have the girls and they're still going to have the boys no matter where they are. A 1998 survey proved women and men learn better in a co-ed facility. They do not learn better in same-sex schooling. The contention you pointed out about boys and girls being a distraction to one another is not true. Co-ed interaction creates good influences on one another, and as I have stated, they need to be comfortable with the opposite gender present because they will be working and integrating and interacting with them in the job force. Because of my contentions, I conclude that same-sex schooling is insufficient. Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, I thank you for your time.
Single-sex schooling is only fair. Most of it is offered typically to men. There are so many more all-boys high schools than females. As a female, I would like to engage and to reach my full potential as a student, to reach my full potential in secondary education and then in the workplace. I believe that the contact between male and female is also necessary. I do not refute that point, but I don't think the classroom is the place for it. The classroom, it needs to be a learning place, needs to be a knowledge place where you want to expand. You can only expand when you feel comfortable, when you're reaching your specialties. With females and males, as though we try to hit each quadrant, that whether it be hands-on, whether it be intuitive, whether it be, just writing, we're trying, but we can't hit every student individually. With an all-female or all-male classrooms, it would be so much easier to target the specialties. The positive effects for the women and men outweigh the emotional stress. This will include comfortable surroundings, personalized education, and equality. Although there is no clear answer to such a question, single-sex schooling allows staff to reach their respective classes, whether it be verbally, emotionally, and possibly kinetically. If we do not promote a personalized education, America will fall short as they have started in technology advances and test scores. Though this may seem like a large problem, students will feel disconnected and try dropping out, not pursuing a college education, not pursuing the job that they once thought of. Thank you for considering this proposal. Hopefully this effort will gain some support. Thank you for the judges and audience.